Welcome back to the day, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the sizzling spoilers for the next 2 weeks, from August 18th to 29th, uncovering all the drama, secrets, and unexpected alliances that are set to shake up Salem like never before. Let's kick things off with Steve Johnson, the ever-reliable investigator who's been knee-deep in his latest mission. He's been piecing together clues from shadowy corners of the town, following leads that could change everything for Gabby Hernandez. Picture this. Steve, with his signature determination, uncovers a hidden document in an old DMERA file that points to corporate sabotage. By the time he reports back to Gabby, played fiercely by Sherry Jimenez, it's not just information, it's ammunition. Gabby, always one step ahead, uses this intel to plot her next power move, perhaps even targeting a rival business empire. This development adds layers of tension, as Steve's findings reveal connections to past betrayals, making Gabby question loyalties she once took for granted. The air is thick with anticipation as these revelations promise to ripple through the Hernandez family dynamics, forcing Gabby to balance her ambitions with the risks of exposure. Shifting gears to the Horton household, Sarah is ramping up the pressure on Sophia Choi in a confrontation that's equal parts desperate and intense. Sarah, driven by a mix of maternal instinct and family loyalty, corners Sophia in a quiet cafe on the outskirts of Salem, urging her to come clean about Tesoro being her biological son to Tate Black and the rest of the group. Imagine the scene. Sarah's eyes pleading, her voice a whisper of urgency, as she paints a vivid picture of the future heartache if the truth stays buried. But Sophia, with her steely resolve and a backstory of her own hardships, including a turbulent upbringing that hardened her heart, refuses to crack. This standoff leaves Sarah in a precarious spot, her mind racing with what-ifs. Later, when Brady stumbles upon the aftermath and starts probing with his sharp questions, Sarah has to improvise, weaving half-truths to cover her tracks. Brady, sensing the undercurrent of secrecy, might even recall similar deceptions from his own past, heightening the emotional stakes. Brady's intuition kicks in during a particularly charged moment when he witnesses Sarah and Sophia locked in a heated exchange near the town square. The tension is palpable. Sophia's defensive posture, Sarah's flushed cheeks, and Brady can't help but wonder about the real story bubbling beneath the surface. This encounter could spark a chain reaction, with Brady digging deeper into old family records or consulting with trusted allies like Marlena for advice. It's a classic Salem mystery, where one glance reveals more questions than answers, and Brady's growing suspicion adds a thrilling layer of intrigue. As the days unfold, this could lead to unexpected alliances or even a confrontation that forces hidden agendas into the light, reminding viewers why Days of Our Lives excels at blending personal drama with suspenseful twists. As we head into the week of August 25th to 29th, Sarah faces an avalanche of new hardships that test her resilience like never before. Fresh obstacles emerge, perhaps involving legal entanglements from Tesoro's complicated paternity or unexpected health scares that echo her own past medical battles. These trials weigh heavily on her, amplifying her internal conflict as she navigates the emotional minefield. Amidst it all, Sarah and Brady find themselves drawing closer, sharing late-night conversations by the fireplace where vulnerabilities are laid bare. Their bond deepens through shared laughter over old memories and quiet confessions about life's regrets. But Sarah's guilt over concealing her nephew gnaws at her conscience. She's torn between protecting her family and the fear that her silence could shatter the fragile trust she's building with Brady. This evolving relationship introduces tender moments of connection, yet it's shadowed by the looming threat of revelation, making every interaction a high-stakes gamble. Meanwhile, Chad DiMera and Kat Green hit a rough patch, their budding connection complicated by Chad's lingering confusion over the enigmatic James, who turns out to be none other than Rafe in disguise. Chad's mind swirls with doubts, replaying cryptic conversations and piecing together clues from surveillance footage that hints at deeper conspiracies. This mix-up creates obstacles that force them to confront trust issues head-on. Maybe a heated argument in a dimly lit bar where accusations fly, or a moment of vulnerability where Kat shares her own secrets from a nomadic past. Their path forward is fraught with misunderstandings, but it also opens doors to genuine intimacy as they navigate these hurdles together. The chemistry between them sizzles, yet the confusion about Rafe's alias injects uncertainty, potentially leading to alliances with unlikely characters who hold the key to unraveling the mystery. Back in the world of corporate intrigue, Gabby Hernandez seizes an opportunity to exploit Philip Kiriakis at his most vulnerable. Timing it perfectly, she catches him during a moment of weakness, perhaps after a brutal boardroom defeat or a personal loss that leaves him isolated in his luxurious penthouse. Gabby, with her sharp wit and seductive charm, delivers a calculated strike, using flattery and insider knowledge to worm her way into his confidence. Her goal? Extracting juicy details about Titan Industries' upcoming deals, like a secretive merger that could shift power balances in Salem's business scene. But things heat up unexpectedly. What starts as a strategic flirtation spirals into a passionate encounter. Philip and Gabby end up crossing lines they never intended, sharing a night that blurs professional boundaries and ignites a firestorm of consequences. The morning after brings regret, alliances tested, and perhaps even blackmail threats, as they grapple with the fallout in a town where secrets rarely stay hidden. These next 2 weeks on Days of Our Lives are packed with jaw-dropping twists that will keep you on the edge of your seat. From explosive revelations that upend family ties to steamy affairs that redefine rivalries, the storyline promises non-stop excitement. Imagine surprise cameos from long-lost characters or hidden agendas surfacing in dramatic fashion. Every episode builds toward climactic confrontations that could alter the course of Salem forever. Stay tuned, soap fans, because the drama is just heating up, and you won't want to miss a single moment of the chaos. Days of Our Lives Weekly Recap. August 11th to 15th, 2025. Welcome back to another dramatic week in Salem, where secrets surface, passions ignite, and betrayals cut deeper than ever. This week on Days of Our Lives, the trials of love, loyalty, and justice are on full display as the town's most tangled storylines collide. From courtroom confrontations to personal betrayals, Salem's residents find themselves tested in ways they never expected. Let's dive into each day's events and see how the week unfolded. Monday, August 11th, 2025, episode number 15180. The week begins with emotions running high and hearts more conflicted than ever. Kat, Annalyn McCord, still vulnerable and feverish, shares a tender yet confusing moment with Chad, Billy Flynn. In her dazed state, she kisses him, leaving Chad both startled and conflicted. When she later asks whether it truly happened or was only a fever dream, Chad, perhaps to protect her dignity or his own conscience, brushes it off as nothing more than her imagination. Still, the kiss lingers in the air, threatening to complicate their relationship further. Meanwhile, Sarah, Lindsay Godfrey, finds herself spiraling into anger and confusion as her clash with Xander, Paul Telfer, boils over. In a shocking turn, she impulsively kisses Brady, Eric Martsolf, as if trying to both wound Xander and convince herself she is moving forward. True to his fiery nature, Xander reacts by trying to punch Brady, igniting even more chaos. Gabby, Sherry Jimenez, unwilling to tolerate Xander's reckless behavior, lays into him, making it clear that his actions are unacceptable. Seeking stability, Sarah demands that Xander sit down with Marlena, Deidre Hall, hoping the psychiatrist might help tame his destructive impulses. But elsewhere, Belle, Martha Madison, still burning with resentment, vents her fury at Marlena before rushing to confront EJ, Dan Feuerriegel, setting the stage for deeper family drama. Tuesday, August 12th, 2025, episode number 15181. Courtroom fireworks take center stage as Kristen, Stacey Hayduk, and Brady escort young Rachel, Alice Halsey, to the witness stand. With the stakes higher than ever, Rachel's testimony is poised to shift the trial in unforeseen directions. At the same time, EJ, Dan Feuerriegel, haunted by the blurred memory of his own shooting, turns once more to Marlena, asking her to hypnotize him again. This time, his fractured memory reveals something chilling. the shooter was a woman. The revelation shakes EJ to his core, opening new possibilities and suspects. Beyond the courtroom, Leo, Greg Ricart, and Javi, Al Calderon, receive a long-awaited letter from Tesoro's birth mother, sending ripples of uncertainty through their already unconventional family. Later, Javi runs into Amy, Sherna Nielsen, and Sophia, Rachel Boyd. And in a moment of awkward truth, Amy learns that Tesoro's family includes 3 adoptive fathers, with Javi and Leo raising the child as a couple. Their honesty highlights both the beauty and the struggles of unconventional love in Salem. But the biggest shock of the day comes when the judge decides to sequester the jury, raising the pressure on everyone involved. Rachel bravely takes the stand, her words carrying weight far beyond her years, as the case grows more complex by the minute. Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, episode number 15182. The tables turn as Chad, who had been Kat's caretaker just days earlier, falls ill with the same fever. Kat now nurses him, their bond deepening as shared vulnerability brings them closer. The question remains, will their friendship cross into romance, or will guilt and secrecy hold them back? Elsewhere, EJ summons Marlena, and together they begin to entertain an unsettling theory. Could Belle have been the one who shot EJ? The suspicion grows heavier, clouding their interactions with doubt and suspicion. Meanwhile, Sophia, Rachel Boyd, overwhelmed by her complicated emotions, collapses, only to be comforted by Ari, Marissa Reyes. In a touching moment, Sophia admits she longs to attend Salem University, a confession that reveals her hopes for a fresh start away from the turbulence of her current life. But the young love stories of Salem take a darker turn when Tate, Leo Howard, and Holly, Ashley Puzimis, give in to temptation and sleep together. Their moment of passion is swiftly interrupted when Belle catches them, creating yet another scandal to rock the Brady and Black families. Thursday, August 14th, 2025, episode number 15183. EJ's paranoia intensifies as he shares his growing suspicions with Marlena. He suggests that perhaps she has long known that Belle was the one who shot him, and possibly Gwen as well. Marlena is stunned, torn between protecting her daughter and confronting the ugly truth. In a heartfelt exchange, Marlena later admits to Belle that Johnny has proposed removing Chanel, Raven Bowens, from the witness list, a revelation that puts Belle in an impossible position between family loyalty and justice. Back in the courtroom, EJ interrogates Marlena, pressing her on every detail. Marlena bravely reveals that under hypnosis, EJ recalled a woman pulling the trigger. The words send shockwaves through the room, narrowing the field of suspects but deepening the mystery. Meanwhile, Sarah corners Xander about his alleged tryst with Gwen. Xander, wounded by the accusation, insists with raw honesty that he did not betray Sarah. Still, the damage to their fragile relationship may be too deep to repair, as mistrust continues to poison their bond. Friday, August 15th, 2025, episode number 15184. The week ends with explosive drama both inside and outside the courtroom. Leo, stuck in the claustrophobic environment of jury sequestration, learns that his roommate is none other than a fan obsessed with him. Unable to endure the constant fawning, Leo fakes a stroke in a dramatic bid for escape, calling 911 and summoning Javi in the process. In court, EJ makes a deceptive promise not to harass Chanel on the witness stand. But when it's her turn to testify, he shocks everyone by playing a fabricated video of himself and Chanel in a compromising position. The courtroom erupts in chaos as Johnny, disgusted by EJ's tactics, fires him on the spot. The betrayal between father and son adds another layer of bitterness to an already fractured family. Meanwhile, Javi shares a quiet but meaningful moment with Ari, who confides that she plans to stay in Salem and attend college rather than return to her father in Arizona. Javi, in turn, hints at his own past pain by alluding to a former adopted daughter, though he keeps the details hidden from Leo, choosing secrecy over confrontation. At the pub, Tate finds Sophia and breaks the heartbreaking news that his foster parents refuse to let him visit. Already fragile, Sophia shatters when Ari arrives with Tesoro, and the emotional weight of her losses finally breaks her down completely.